I have discovered a massive flaw in this Champions League malarkey. Welcome back to the Gobby Gaffer, and it's part 9. Time flies when you're enjoying yourself of this save where I'm managing Genk over in Belgium, and well, we are in the Champions League, but that massive flaw is finishing second actually does you no favours at all. So you literally have 6 extra games really early doors in your season to play to just get into the league stage, and for a club like ours, with not, finances are not great, then it's very, very difficult because we're playing a game every 2 or 3 days very early in the season. So we're getting lots of injuries. We're very inconsistent at the moment. I mean, we'll show you that in a second. But it's not great. If we'd have finished first, we'd have gone straight into the league stage. Second, my word, does it make a massive difference? So just a 1 game played since you were last with me. We are going to watch the 2 Champions League league path. A third quarter. I mean, it's just bonkers, this. It really is bonkers. So it's Trabzonspor, the Turkish side. In between, we will have the league game against KV Mechelen. I will play that one off camera. But as you can see there, the form, consistency now isn't there. We drew 1-1 with Panathinaikos at home, which wasn't the greatest of results, given that we beat them 3-1 at their place. And then we played Gen and played very, very poorly. It was so disjointed. A 1-1 draw in that one. I was very, very, very disappointed. Because the problem is with this is, okay, it's great. We're in the Champions League. Fantastic. But we're also playing in the league. These are not friendlies we're playing in between. These are really important league games where you need to get a good start. You know, we need to overhaul Anderlecht this season. And the way that this is going with all these extra games, I'm not sure it isn't. When I say I'm not sure, I am sure. It's not great, this. And there is another game after this. And there is another 2 games after the Trabzonspor, because if we get through this round, then we go into the playoff round. Not ideal, is it? You know, we played a league game on the 29th of July, 2nd of August, we're playing Trabzonspor, 5th of August, a league game, 9th of August, Trabzonspor again, and then we play Anderlecht on the 13th, but we may even have another Champions League game to play before that, I don't know. Okay, over to some interesting stuff that we can understand. I've made 2 signings. I've paid, up to 18.75 million for Troy Bent from Watford, 19-year-old wonder kid, 3.5 star. Yes, we have managed to sign a wonder kid eventually. Very, very quick. I mean, this lad's only going to get better. We already have a wonder kid up front, Fowler, who's banging goals in for fun. And we're giving him a new contract as well to make sure, well, hopefully, make sure that he stays with us. But we did need another striker up front. And I think this lad will do a very, very good job for us. And also, Lewis Orford from West Ham, 1.1 million, 22-year-old central midfield player. And he's a playmaker, so you do need a few playmakers in your team. It's great having the ball-winning midfielders, but the playmakers are very, very important. So a couple of new signings, which is, I wasn't expecting to show you some new signings today. And the finance is still looking very healthy. Let's hope they stay like that. 18 million in the bank. I've still got a transfer budget just under 13 million. And the wage budget now, we're about 200,000 or thereabout under the wage budget. As I've said, there is a little seed planted at the moment, and if I get offered a decent job somewhere else, obviously higher up the management ladder, I am going to seriously look at it, because I think this, with the fact that I'm unable to sign players who are going to make this squad a lot better than it is at the moment, that's a big issue. Because you're basically then, it's curveballs and levels of difficulty, isn't it? We know that. That the game is saying, right, you can't sign any of these players. You must do it with these players. Okay, it's a challenge, I know, but I mean, it's a journeyman save this. I want to move on anyway, so you know, nobody wants to see me staying at Genk for the rest of the, well, till November when Football Manager 2026 comes out. Okay, I think we should get into some football. Way too much waffling there. Let's play this first leg against Trabzonspor. Okay, still without Glogovac. Picked up that nasty injury kind of more or less as the season was starting, which, again, curveballs and levels of difficulty. Endor is going to take that position today. Carmody, the right wing back, is tired. I'm surprised I've not got more players tired. But anyway, the team is the Barbarian in goal, back three, Voloda, Cuesta and Nelson, the two wing backs, Fogarty and Hinchelwood. Braybrook comes back in today after a spell on the sideline. Mitchell next to him. Endor, like I say, is the attacking midfielder, and the two up top, Federa and Fowler. And we do need those two to start clicking again like they did last season, because we need the goals. We need to get into some kind of rhythm. I know we've got lots of games here. We're playing 2 games a week now, and it's very, very, very difficult, this. I'll be glad when these Champions League playoff games are finished, because it's a bit of a nightmare as a manager. We're just getting so many injuries, so much tiredness. It's really, it's impossible to get any kind of consistency. Let's jump into the game. Okay, 38 minutes before we get a highlight. So, to be quite honest, we don't really need any highlights in this game. A bit of head tennis going on there. I was wondering when that ball was going to come out of the air. Yeah, we don't really need any highlights in this game. A 0-0 would do me fine, and then just try and get a win in the home leg. Because we have, if there's ever a way of having European ties the right way round, it's always play the away leg first, and then you kind of know what you've got to do at home. But anyway, Mitchell does win the ball. Endor plays the ball. Now he's going to run with it himself. I think he's going to have a... No, he's not going to have a shot. It's gone wide, slides it in, and that could have been an own goal. Fowler, very, very slow there. I'm not quite sure what he was doing. Well, he wasn't doing very much at all. And I think that's our problem at the moment. We're just not going that little extra yard. But it's very difficult to criticise them when we're playing so many games. Like 2 games a week. It's hard to get that momentum, that consistency, and that. At this stage of the season as well, it's about, the mentality of the game, isn't it? And it's very early on in the season. I figure sometimes you build that up over a season, don't you? That kind of team bonding and all. We've not even had a chance to do any of that. I am going to say I'm disappointed because, well, if you've never watched any of my videos before, then you will know I don't take second best. And I think we can see there now the problems that we've got. I mean, I would say 3/4 of the team are absolutely shattered at half time. So this is not ideal, is it really? I mean, I can't make too many substitutions, but we do need it. If I made all my substitutions now, it would be, it needs it, doesn't it? We need to make the substitutions. All we can hope for really is that we can manage to scrape a 0-0 out of this one. Well, I don't know whether they are as tired as we are, but we've reached the 63rd minute, still no highlights. I've been prompted that Mitchell was tired. I mean, it's not rocket science, is it really? Miramon has come on in place of Mitchell, and the young kid, the new wonder kid, Bent, has come on up front. I mean, it would be a lovely thing if he could come on and get us a goal. I am just wondering, though, whether I drop into my defensive tactic now. Or is that going to invite them onto us? You know what? I'm going to stay as we are. We're on a positive mentality. Let's just see if we can see this game out. Okay, we do get a highlight. Bent is actually taking the corner. Floated in. It's headed over the top. Okay, we do seem to be piling the pressure on a little bit. De Schmet there with a free kick. And that goes wide, does it? No, we get a corner out of that one. We're going to take it short. Bent now seems to be the new corner taker, apparently. Braybrook to Bent. Federa there gets clattered on the edge of the penalty area. Hinchelwood fires the ball just wide of the post, and that would have been a very, very important goal. We do get another corner out of it though. We've taken the game to Trabzonspor now in this last 20 minutes. Bent once again we failed to get ahead on it, and that one sails past the post, and that's a dead ball. Hinchelwood with the throw to Bent. Bent looking quite lively actually since he came on, although he is taking the corners, so he is going to be in the spotlight. Cuesta plays the ball. You need to bring the ball over this side, lads. Bring it over this side. That's it. That's where the space is. Okay, Faye now with the ball. To the wing back, inside the full back to the wing back. No, Cuesta. So we're just, I mean, to be honest, I'd rather not have any highlights than have this, because I kind of fear that we're going to give the ball away here, and then it will be a goal for Trabzonspor. Not a disaster if we come away with a 1-0 loss, because we can pick that up at home. But then the problem we've got is we're very, very tired. Bent's through here, and Bent has scored, and the referee has got his arm in the air, and I'm guessing that's going to be disallowed, I would have thought. Is it too much to ask that our young superstar striker can score on his debut? It is awarded, and I'm pleased for the young lad. He's looked very lively since he came on. And you know what? Fowler and Federa up front do need a bit of competition. That is a very, very nice goal, that. Very, very nice. Okay, 77 minutes now, and Ozo has come on. We've gone into our defensive tactic now. Let's try and shade this. In fact, I think we'll drop Federa a little bit. He can't really play there, but it gives us a little bit of a linkage there just to try and hold on to the ball up front, doesn't it? Okay, about 10 minutes of this game left. Trabzonspor do get a highlight of their own. I think that's the first highlight they've had, and it's a corner and it whistles past the post. So a very, very even game, but with 6 minutes of time added on, we do come away with a very valuable win in that one. Just a 1-0 though, so it's still all to play for this in the second leg. Okay, a very important league game to play now. I am going to play that off camera because this season I am focusing on the Champions League a little bit, but it's KV Mechelen. It is a home game, so we've got 2 home games on the trot now, a league game and the return leg against Trabzonspor. Well, talk about the walking wounded at the end of that game. My word. I mean, we didn't pick up any injuries as such, but my players, well, 10 outfield players, were just staggering around the pitch at the end, all absolutely shattered. My bench was just full of shattered players as well, so there wasn't a lot I could do. Weirdly, we won the game 3-0. Fowler got 2 goals again, and the new kid, Troy Bent, he got a goal for himself as well. So a 3-0 win, and it keeps us nicely in touch with that top area while we try and navigate this ridiculous Champions League thing that he's just throwing. I'm going to stop complaining about it. We need to win today's game. We have made a new signing. We'll just let's have a quick look at the new signing. And it is Louis Smiley, 22-year-old English lad. We got him on a free transfer, believe it or not. Look at his stats. Very, very good player. Very, very good player. There was a little hitch right near the end of him signing a contract. Somebody else came in for him, offered more money. So I went back in, offered him a bit more money. We're paying him £50,000 a week. But he does look a very, very good player. And I think he has got, he's a potential to be a star Jupiler Pro League player with 4-star rating. So I think he's going to be an absolutely brilliant player for us. So we've got plenty of players through the middle now. The one thing that it has taught me this is I did have, like I say, I had that mentality that I thought, okay, this team is good enough to crack on. We had the wonder kids who were developing and doing really well, Fowler, etc., Fogarty, Carmody. All these young players are all going to get better and better and better. But then once I saw this tiredness in the Champions League, I thought, no, we need to increase the size of the squad. So I brought 3 extra players in, and hopefully that will stand us in good stead. So anyway, It's a return leg, Trabzonspor. We're at home. We're 1-0 up from the first leg. The Barbarians in goal. Back three of Voloda, Cuesta, Nelson. De Smet is going to start today. Had a brilliant game in the league game, that last league game. He provided a cross for the first goal. Lovely work down the left-hand side. De Smet is a quality player. The board think he's surplus to requirements and want to get rid. I think he's still a brilliant player. Carmody is going to play on the other side. Braybrook and Mitchell in the deep midfield roles. Castro is going to play as the attacking midfielder today. I was talking about no injuries. Endor did pick up a bit of a knock, so we are going to play Castro behind Federa and Fowler up front. But we do have Bent on the bench to bring on, and he looks like he's going to be a very good signing. He's scored 2 goals already, 18 million. He could be a bit of a bargain. Well, hopefully he will be. So all these European games are all very important. We need to get into that league stage where the money is. You know, you win a game in the league stage, you get 2.4 million. You know, we're not going to win the Champions League, but if we can get maybe, I don't know, 3 wins in that out of the 8 games, would give us, what would that be, 7.5 million. It's all valuable money. It's better money than we'd ever get in the league that we're in. So anyway, 12 minutes on the clock. We do get the first highlight, and it is Trabzonspor with the ball. Carmody picks that one up. No, he doesn't. He's lost it. Great tackle, though. Great recovery tackle. Castro picks the ball up now. Not too many players breaking forward. We're keeping our shape, but we could do with a goal. Poor ball forward, though. And I think he actually ran out of options there, didn't he? Braybrook, though, runs forward, ball's in the back of the net, and what happened there? I'm just kind of thinking about what I'm going to say, and Braybrook just bursts forward, Kevin De Bruyne style, and watch this again. That's a Kevin De Bruyne move, that one. He just bursts forward, picks the ball up, runs a few strides, and whacks it in the back of the net. It's 2-0. So I'm just looking at tiredness as we head into the half-time whistle. This is taking some... I'm earning my crust now with this. Definitely earning my crust as a manager. I'm having to rotate, get the rotation right, get the players in the right positions. So I'm definitely earning my crust as a manager of this team. It is taking some... It's a thought process. There's definitely a thought process goes on. Ball to Carmody down this right-hand side. I'm liking the looks of this Carmody. He's still very young. And can we get that in the back of the net? Yes, we can. And Federa gets his second goal of the season, although the referee is wanting to have a look at this one again. As per usual. Genk score a goal, and surprise, surprise, the referee wants to have a look at it. Is it going to get allowed? It's awarded. So it's 2-0 on the night, 3-0 on aggregate, and this is going very, very nicely, given this packed schedule that we've got. So, I mean, dare we say that consistency is getting a little bit better? This would be the 3rd win on the bounce. So, we're moving into half-time now. If we can just keep hold of this, we have got tired players, though, on the pitch once again. And we are going to give the lads a please for that. Yeah, I agree with the assistant manager. And let's just have a look. So, Castro looking very, very tired. So I think we're going to bring Miley on, I think, and we're going to drop him back. In fact, I might play all of the second half now in the defensive tactic. Lewis Orford can come on as well. It's only half time. We've got to be careful with this, really. Lewis Orford's going to come on, and he's going to sit in midfield as well. So we're going to do that. We'll move Federa there. Just the 2 changing. We'll freshen up midfield a little bit. The 2 new lads are in there. What does Myler like to play? He's a Mazzala, isn't he? Yeah, we'll put him Mazzala on support, and Orford can just sit in there as central midfielder on support. I think we'll do that. Let's give that a go. 2 subs at half time, but we should be fairly comfortable in this game now. Okay, this is the worst news possible. The Barbarian has broken his arm. Yeah, okay. Do what you will. So we are now without the Barbarian for, it's going to be weeks, isn't it? If he's broken his arm, that's not great, that. Not happy with that at all. Okay, last two changes. Both wing-backs been changed now. Fogarty and Hinchelwood come on, but still reeling from that injury to my goalkeeper. That is going to cause us serious problems now, and I may have to dip into the transfer market to bring a new keeper in. I'm going to have a look at that off camera. So 3 minutes of time added on, and a very comfortable 2-0 win on the night, 3-0 on aggregate. The downside is my keeper's got injured, and that is not great. But we are going to give the lads a delighted, and we'll find out now how long the Barbarian is going to be out for. And just the 9 weeks. Great. So we've still got knockout games to play in the Champions League. We've got 2 games a week, and we haven't got our regular goalkeeper. We are going to send him to a specialist. We need him back as quickly as possible. And a little bit of an indication there of what a waste of time these Champions League games are. 85,000 we got for winning that. Just 85,000. You get in the league stage, and that's 2.4 million. And yes, we do have to play this League Path playoff now. We have been drawn against Marseille, who are a 4-star team. And this time we're playing the first leg at home, second leg away. That could stop us getting into the Champions League, and that would be a bit of a disaster. So this could be where our season unravels. We've now got, with the 9th of August, the 12th of August, we're playing Anderlecht at their place. Then 3 days later, we're playing Marseille. 4 days later, we play Westerlo. And then 3 days after that, we play the second leg against Marseille. And then 4 days later, we have a game against Standard Liège. And if you remember from last season, Standard Liège were a massive bogey team for us. The first time we played Standard Liège last season, we got battered 4-1. This will separate the men from the boys. This is a real test now. Well, I've been playing Football Manager a long time, and I think this is the toughest challenge that I've ever had. This next, half a dozen games, really challenging, and without our first choice goalkeeper, out for anything up to 9 weeks. I am going to go off camera and look for another goalkeeper. I do have 2 other goalkeepers. One's a 25-year-old Belgian, Chambrère, he's the one who came on as the sub. The other lad he was looking like a bit of a wonder kid, but I think because of the signings that I've made, the star rating of all of the other players tends to fall into line with those, and he's now dropped. So he's a 2-star, potential to be 4, maybe 3. So he's maybe not going to be the one. And it's weird in Football Manager how you see these little threads running through. So I did put a bid in for Dennis Simon, and I know he's a very good keeper. And I bid for him twice in different time zones, if you will. And both times he said no, wouldn't be a good career move for me. You're not a good club, not coming to you. And just before that, the game against Trabzonspor, I got the message that, Dennis Simon had been snapped up by Borussia Dortmund, don't you know? So they're just dangling it in front of my nose, and then what do you know? In the game, my keeper's out for 9 weeks with a broken arm. So these little threads run through Football Manager, and I think it's built into the AI. It's coded in, so you do get these little threads running through. Very clever. Curveballs and levels of difficulty. Okay, it's going to be difficult, this. Marseille is not going to be an easy tie. 2-legged, and it's the second legs at their place. Not ideal, really. And then in the league, we've got to play Anderlecht and Standard Liège. Well, okay. Let's keep our chins up, shall we? I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to go away, do a bit of head scratching, see if I can find a keeper who can come in. Maybe even a keeper on loan, I don't know. But I need to find a keeper, and if there's none out there, we could struggle. But even then, bringing a keeper in at this stage of the season, he won't know the defence, he won't know our shape, he won't know how we play. So is it a good idea? I don't know. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. 2 nice wins in the Champions League and a nice win in the league as well. Fowler up and running again. The new kid, Ben, up front, is scoring goals as well. So from that side of it, all looking very rosy. The other side of it, not so rosy. We'll see you next time.